Hello, my little princes and princesses. I want to go over the Moby Dick challenge that I made just so I can clear up any why did you include that questions or any other questions for that matter. So, the Moby Dick challenge, Revenge of the Pequod. Because aside from being a whaling manual, this novel is about a long and relentless quest for revenge, in my opinion. So, here are the main goals. All original Sims max out the fishing skill. As I said in my prologue, which I'll leave a link to, whalers are the closest thing to being fishermen. So it makes sense for the characters to become master fishermen. Next is make $100,000 from fishing only. Like the novel, the characters are going to spend a lot of time at sea. So if they spend a lot of time at sea, let's make them rich off of it. This is where you're going to have to sharpen your math skills because there will be a lot of subtracting from things that you make money off of that is not fishing. So, for example, let's say you sell a painting your sim made or a piece of furniture that you don't want. You're going to have to not count that in the total household funds. Since I suck at math, I'm not going to sell anything except fish. But if you're good at math, get out a pencil and piece of paper or a calculator and deduct everything that are not fish. So go ahead. All original Sims die of old age. Instead of having Ishmael being the sole survivor at the end of the novel, I'm going to make all four of them be. Besides, this challenge is called Revenge of the Pequod, so I don't know. Isn't there some sage advice out there that the best revenge is living a long, good life? I don't know. It doesn't really work for me, but I digress. Ishmael and Queequeg become best friends. Ishmael and Queequeg became completely inseparable after sharing a smoke and a bed. And because of that, it was the start of what is, in my opinion, the best and most underrated bromance in American literature. Now we're going to do the complete opposite of that, which is Starbuck and Captain Ahab dislike each other. These two were always butting heads on what to do about Moby Dick, and once Starbuck gave up on trying to give Ahab a cup of decaf with 2 spoons of reason instead of sugar, he still thought about capping him off. I know there is some sort of extreme violence mod out there where your sim can kill another sim. If you want to use that and make Starbuck go through with his plan, just make sure that he and Ahab dislike each other first. Now on to the bonus goals. Ishmael and Queequeg get married. Ishmael did say he and Queequeg were somewhat, in a way, married, so I want to make that happen. Let's drop the B in bromance and make it start with a capital R. Next is Captain Ahab has a son with a young woman he married. It was said early in the novel that Ahab does have a wife and a young son back home. It said that he married a young woman, so that's what his wife will be. It will just be a young woman and they'll have a son together. Speaking of children, children's and animals' names are Moby Dick related. There were a lot of characters that I wanted to include in this household but couldn't. And I also wanted to add an extra challenge since there are not many girl names in the novel. I know I have a name for a girl, but I'll let a future video reveal that. Next is all original Sims complete their first aspiration. This is different from the crime and punishment challenge, which I'll also leave a link to, because instead of having all 4 Sims with different aspirations, this challenge has all 4 Sims with the same one. So why don't you just, do the same thing at once and just get it done with it. Now, here are the rules. All original Sims are in the fishing career. They are employed on a whaling ship, and as I said in the beginning of this video and in the prologue video, fishing is the closest thing. The fishing career is a part-time job, but I think there is a mod where it's a full-time job. If you want to use that, that's fair game. Next is live on or near the ocean. The Pequot crew is stationed on the island in Nantucket, so I'm going to stick with that. Plus, it's easy to just walk to a place to fish. Ishmael and Queequeg share a bed. Again, their bromance started in a bed, so let's keep it that way. Now we get up to the rules that are just like in the Crime and Punishment Challenge. Houses must be built on an empty lot. I'll also allow you to start on a lot with the house as long as you choose to bulldoze lot instead of choosing the house to be furnished or unfurnished when you move your Sims in. I'll also allow it in the Crime and Punishment Challenge and the future challenges. I just forgot you can bulldoze a lot when you move in when I did the Crime and Punishment Challenge video. Next is household must not be split up at any time. I always find it to be more challenging to play with more Sims. And of course, obviously, only use cheats to bypass bugs and glitches. Obvious rule, no cheating unless you need to, just in case the game fucks up. I will say, I feel like this challenge is going to be a bit easier than the Crime and Punishment one because it's kind of every sim has the same agenda and more of a long and steady play where you just make money fishing and focus on household relationships. Maybe when I make more of these challenges, I'll categorize them by difficulty, but we'll see. This channel of mine is still very young, so please like and subscribe. So, that is the end of the breakdown of this challenge. Please do me a favor and control the ignorance population by supporting your local library. Thanks. Bye.